heard in a friend's podcast the other day, she said, was talking about editing your studio environment for when your clients come. And she said, like, don't put every award you've ever got for everything ever on the wall because no one cares if you got third place in the photography spelling bee in 1994. Like, get that out of here. Like, just go with the things that are impressive. And it's, it's kind of the same thing for our work. If you're trying to target people for business headshots, put that forward. Make it easy for people to book business headshots and see your work with regard to that. Don't clutter it with a bunch of photos of eclipses and things that have nothing to do with what you want people to hire you for.
And that's obviously ultimately that's at the core of everything is like how to monetize, your photography. That's always I think is the most difficult part for everybody, especially when it's starting out. It's like how do you get somebody to part with actual cash money for the thing that I want to do? Um, so when you went into portraiture, basically into portrait photography, um, what were the first steps? So you did? Did you advertise yourself? So how did you make your studio run?
So I think one of the first things I did was I started to identify who a competitor was and try to set up my pricing uh to beat them on price slightly. I don't think this actually worked and led to any more business. It probably hurt me in the long run because then I ended up making less money overall. So I would probably, if I had that to do over again, would probably look to be, you know, in the middle of the road. Definitely don't try to be the cheapest option because then people are just going to try to beat each other on price all the time. And and that's not really going to work out well. The other thing too is you probably don't want to attract the customer who wants the cheapest photographer possible because then they're going to push you all the time to get a discount, or they're not necessarily going to want to. They're not going to be susceptible to an upsell. So that's something to think about too. I did market myself a little bit. I did some Facebook ads back when I was shooting weddings. Now, a little more than 15 years ago, a little more than 10 years ago. Um, but I'm not really certain that they really worked. I think mostly what worked for me was doing SEO. I did run some Google ads for portrait photography a few years ago. I don't think I had enough Google ads at the time in order for those fish that I got on the line to actually look at my page and feel comfortable hiring me. So I think one of the steps would be so sorry. So what I took from that was actually I saw all the data of what people were searching for when they saw my ad that was available in the Google Analytics for those ads. And so I started targeting all of those phrases with SEO. So I would take shoots that I did before and I would write a blog post to target those search terms in order to try to get that traffic organically. Sure, I won't be in the top three on that page, but I would assume, hopefully, if somebody is searching for that phrase, they might switch, they might skip over those sponsored ads at the top of the page and go down to the non-sponsored things and start looking at those photographers. Um, so that's definitely something that I've done. Um, and I think mostly what I've done is either building those relationships and getting those referrals, or trying to get business through SEO, and then that also leads to relationships and referrals and more business. So I think if I had a better strategy originally to get Google and Yelp reviews at the time, um, that I probably would have gotten more business over time. So what I do now is I use 17 hats, which is a CRM, and you can set up a workflow, which is sort of like a digital checklist with automations for every job or every type of job that you do. So I have one uh, that's specific to, I have a workflow that's specific to fulfillment. And so in that workflow, the very last step is automatically someone gets a survey that asks them to rate the service. And then if they answer that the service is an 8 or higher, they get a link to a Google, where to leave a Google review. If they answer 7 or below, they get asked to tell us what was wrong. But just doing those little steps to get people to review your business will probably lead to um, having those leads that you get from SEO or paid placement in Google ads actually converting over to be a customer. So if you don't have a lot of reviews now, I probably would be asking everyone that I've come in contact with in the course of doing my work to leave me a review, including like those friends who you did a favor for and say, okay, it's time to pay me back with the Google review or something like that.
Why are Google reviews so important?
Well, I think for the most part, if you're not getting business from a referral, you're getting it through a Google search, and that's going to come up there, right. You know, your Google reviews are going to come up almost instantaneously in those searches, especially if they're searching for your name in particular, and people being able to see that, yes, you're like a legitimate business and people like your service is going to go a long way in converting those customers or converting those leads into customers.
It's so because I'm not really a computery type of person. I don't really understand how it works. Is it like so that the more Google reviews you have, or the more positive Google reviews you have, the higher you rank in the search results? Is that how it works?
Um, like, let's say that, someone searched London headshot photographer and they came across your page and they like your work, but they're like, okay, I think I could book him. Um, let's see what people are saying. So then they're going to Google your name. And then instantly your Google business page is going to pop up there, probably on the side, and they'll be able to see how many reviews you have and then make a judgment as to whether or not you might be the photographer for them. So that's one of the ways it might work out. It might also work out that they're searching for headshot photographers near me. And then you're showing up as a business that's registered with Google in that geographic location where they're located. And then they're probably going to see the reviews that way. Or you might have like a slider embedded on your website somewhere where it's showing the Google reviews. For me, I've written a number of blog posts where I include the Google reviews in the blog posts to add more characters to the page, which helps you get ranked higher on Google because the longer the post is, the more it uses the keywords that relate to the thing you're talking about, the better off you'll be. But let's say I did get someone to read that SEO blog post that's about headshot photography. Well, there is a section that says what our customers are saying about us, and there's 3 real reviews that are linked back to Google. Like that lends a lot more credibility to you as well, knowing that these are real reviews from real people that are verifiable that you can click on and read right there on Google. So I think it's a lot of different ways, but that it can help you. But specifically, I think if you're advertising on Google, then I think when you advertise on Google, it does show those reviews in the results.
The one thing I've learned over time is that unless I specifically ask people to leave Google reviews, they virtually never do. I will very, very rarely do. So I have it as part of when I deliver images. Um, because I don't use I try well, let's put it this way. I try to avoid online galleries, mainly because for me it slows down the process and the delivery workflow too much. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, then press here for the full episode in glorious Technicolor. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe.